And the rider who jumps the furthest can take advantage of that. Now, Jeff, we're putting you on the spot here. We know at allysports.com you play in the fantasy game. Who are your picks this afternoon?
Yeah. Oh, I got Dungey, Reed, Byrne, Weimer, Craig, Dietrich, Les Smith, Sewell. And I spent $95 million on that. Oh. It's an expensive day for me.
Yeah, for you, I didn't think that'd be that bad.
Yeah, but the problem is Villopoto won that first moto. He's getting all the key points here. We'll see if any of my team can rebound in Moto 2. It's going to be tough, though, because Villopoto was pretty sharp.
And he's lined up to the inside, Jeff. Explain. A lot of times on a motocross track, you don't choose that first gate to the inside, but Villopoto has.
Yeah, you would line up more here towards the middle, but here he is on the inside. Let's see if he can pull the whole shot.
All right, one moto is complete today. Villopoto won it. Here is race number 2. And they're battling. Looks like Villopoto got pinched off on the inside. It's going to be Jake Weimer on the 32 and Micah Leslie on the number 800 out front.
Wow, look at this soil here, this mulch that we have in upstate New York. Incredible racing surface, but the rest of the track was not prepped, was not smoothed out, and you can see gnarly, nasty ruts here that the riders will have to negotiate here in a very difficult track in Moto 2.
Look at this pack fighting for it right now. You got the 17 of Barsha, who was a star earlier today in the first race. He is up to 3rd. Villopoto on the number 2, battling with Dungey, and in front of them, the number 10 of Justin Brayton.
And I believe the 2 of Villopoto has gotten around Dungey through that tight tree section.
We'll see if Dungey can respond over this big tabletop jump. Now they land, and you see the 32 of Weimer under fire now from the 17 of Barsha. A teenager out of New York, got a lot of fans cheering for him. Barsha wants the lead. To the inside he goes, and Weimer's got it covered.
And you see Justin Barsha switch up the line.
And he's trying to get to Weimer, trying to get to that number 2 spot, while Alessi tries to get away in the number 1 spot. Then you got Villopoto and Dungey. So many riders all over this track trying to make passes.
Oh, and Barsha, a few riders there on that right-hand side of the stair step area. You can see where the dark areas are. That's where they put down some water to minimize the dust, but it also makes it really hard and slippery.
Barsha has made the move now on Weimer, and Weimer under attack from his teammate Villopoto. All these riders, Jeff, they know you've got to get up front early. So these first laps, it is a battle right now. Villopoto going for 2nd immediately, and Barsha shuts the door, puts the bike right in front of him so he can't get by.
Villopoto is riding with some serious confidence right now and determination.
Look at that line. You're not supposed to be able to pass there, but Villopoto's going to try it. He pulls up alongside of Barsha and takes the 2nd place spot. Unbelievable.
Riding way on the outside, trying to find the smooth lines. You notice they funnel right back down into one line, but Villopoto right now, I love what I'm seeing out of him, and in this position, he just is firing away. He's not wasting any time.
Neither is Dungey. Dungey has cleared the 32 of Weimer. He knows he's got to get the 17 of Barsha. He cannot let Villopoto get away.
Jason, clearly in Moto 1, it was Villopoto and Dungey. Both riders set the fastest lap times, 2:05, and as we come around right now, track much slower. Alessi at 2:12 out front, but it was Villopoto with a 2:11. I'm not sure they're going to be able to match that 2:05, but what I'm sure is I believe the 1 can match the 2's speed, but Barsha is in between.
Yes.
Okay, so Dungey right here, sense of urgency, he's got to get past Barsha and put on a charge, because if they allow Villopoto to get out front like in Moto 1, he may just check out.
The way these guys are battling in the first lap, you'd think this is a sprint race, but you look at the clock at the top of the screen, folks, it's a 30-minute and a 2-lap race, so plenty of time to make things happen. Meanwhile, Villopoto has made it happen. He has gone past Alessi and into the lead. So Villopoto has passed about 5 riders on the opening lap and a half, trying to take off here at Unadilla.
He's inspired. He's obviously comfortable and more confident here. Kawasaki taking a little risk, going with the 2012 machine, and it is definitely paying off at this point.
And Alessi having a rough ride, being bumped around on these massive obstacles here at Unadilla. He has lost ground, and this is going to allow Villopoto to race his own race, Jeff. And how much of an advantage is it to be up front like this?
Oh, at this point, really, because he's got a clear track, not use any tear-offs. He can get into his pace. Dungey if he wants to get up there close to Villapoto, he still has to work his way past Alessi and a very quick Justin Barsha.
It is not going to be easy. This is going to be a good one. So stay with us as Alessi, Barsha, Dungey, Reed, Weimer, Metcalf, and the best of the motocross world battle for victory here at Unadilla. There's the mechanics area. They're pretty nervous. This race is just getting started, but it is close already. Battle is on here. Second, third, fourth, all up for grabs. You're watching NBC Sports live coverage of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. The man with the number 1 on the yellow bike is Ryan Dungey. He won this race last year. He won the championship last year. He's riding well this year, but the competition has definitely stepped up around him, especially today.
Yeah, it has, and he's trying to chase down a rookie to this class. Justin Barsha, 17, riding that red factory Honda. His first ride on a 450 here today. His starts have been the key thing to put him in a good position.
And then he took advantage of that good position to take over second. Take us through this, Jeff.
Watch Barsha to the inside, just hammers the throttle, and you know he's got to love having the power of that 450 after riding the smaller engine, the 250, for most of his career here.
So that drops Alessi to third, and then quickly fourth. Here comes Dungey around the outside.
Yeah, just finding the smooth line right now, carrying some more momentum, and this inside has really got a hook in it. It has not been working here in the second moto.
And explain what that hook is there. That's the light you're in.
Yeah, you go into the turn instead of a nice smooth apex around the turn. Got a little hit to it. Stops your momentum. The question is now that Dungey has worked himself up into third is, can he get past Barsha and can he make a move on Ryan Villapoto? Because Villapoto is out front setting a 2:08 lap time. And Dungey comes by with a 2:09.
Let's talk about these two. You got Jake Weimer, that's Ryan Villapoto's teammate on the Monster Energy Kawasaki. They're debuting a brand new bike today, that 2012, and it has paid off. Weimer riding, I'd say, his best races of the year. A great performance in Moto 1, strong in Moto 2, and look who he's holding off. Chad Reed, the man who led the series standings all the way up until our previous race on the tour. Reed just can't seem to get the rhythm back.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about. And I loved his comment there when Tina was with him, and he told us straight up, this is the deal. I've got a little block in my head. Mentally, my horrific crash from Millville is it's taking its toll on me, and I need to unlock that. And it's all him. Bike, team, everything's great. It's the mental side of it here that is now so important for Chad Reed if he wants to get himself back in this title chase.
Well, the first thing he's got to do is try to get around Weimer, and today Weimer has proven awfully tough to pass. Reed knows it firsthand. Here we go uphill.
I've been really impressed with Weimer here today, and you know, oh, here we go.
Got to be impressed with Dungey over that big sky shot. Draws up alongside Barsha. Barsha likes this inside line. Oh, but he makes a mistake. Will that open the door for Dungey?
Dungey made the same mistake. Different line. Wheel to wheel. Now Dungey's got a little line. Can he go down the inside?
Oh, and it's so hard to stop for this corner. You see them locking up the brakes. Both able to negotiate it, but Dungey not able to take advantage of that mistake by Barsha. He's still in the number 3 spot.
But Dungey always is just so patient and so strategic, okay? He doesn't seem to have a sense of urgency, and I think that you misread how bad he wants this championship and how hard he's working for it. But you can definitely see a difference, whereas at the beginning of the race, the first 2 laps, Villapoto, he was a madman, passing riders instantly, not waiting. Dungey settling into a pace, taking his time. The problem is that Villapoto, not only is he out front, but he's out front setting the fastest lap time. So it's really hard to catch the guy when he's doing that. Villapoto turned to 2:07. Barsha and Dungey at 2:10. So now Dungey already 12 seconds behind the leader.
Tina, what do you have down there trackside?
Well, you guys are talking about the fast lap times of Villapoto, and I talked to Mike Fisher, who's the team manager over at Kawasaki, about why the change of bike so late in the game, and he said, it's this simple, it's a better bike. Villapoto's times on the laps improved. In fact, the times in a longer period improved, and from the time Villapoto left the truck to the track, he liked it immediately, and that's why the change.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier that I thought that Kawasaki took a risk, and the risk is using a new bike with very little time on it. They obviously are very confident in this machine, because only one time that I can remember when Grant Langston was on that Yamaha, they put him on a new bike, the next year's bike, before the previous year was over. Kawasaki is obviously confident with what they've done. Jake Weimer is having the best day of the season. Okay, to me, he looks more confident. And Villapoto, well, he's out front, won the first one, led the most laps today, led the most laps this year, so a lot of good stuff happening for that Monster Energy Kawasaki team.
Yeah, Chad Reed doesn't want to hear anything about that. He's on the red bike, the Honda, and he just wants to get around Weimer. He would like to be up there battling Weimer's teammate Villapoto for the lead, but it has not come together for the 29-year-old from Australia today. But here he goes to the inside on Weimer.
This line's good, too. If he can